Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are currently working on getting the L cluster built up. And that's going to take a little bit of time, of course, but luckily we've got time because we are waiting out a truce. Not both truces. We need some influence to grab the Zenit continuance, and for the time being, we're just going to leave that be. We need our influence for construction as well, so that's going to be a whole thing for sure. So we'll get to that very, very shortly here, but for now, this is looking fantastic. So our construction ships are proceeding nicely. We've got a fair amount of work being done on all of that. That looks good. I would
Initial colonization phase commencing.
Okay, so we're commencing that, sure. Colonization phase commencing is fine. We're only concerned if it finishes, because we, of course, are going to need to build a robotics production plant. So that is wonderful. We've got a bunch of colonization starting up in the L cluster here. And I think we're going here right now. That would be my guess. Yes, that is accurate. Okay, perfect. So all of this is colonized. The only location that we don't have colonized right now is this world, which is terraforming over, but that is quite a long ways away at 1329 days. So we're not too concerned about that right now. So that seems fine for the moment. We've managed to get... Wow, this is suddenly laggy up over here. Oh, we're out of minerals. Hang on a moment. We don't want to be out of minerals at all. We're going to sell off some consumer goods and buy in a few minerals here. Okay. So we're going to be running at a mineral deficit for a little while here. It's going to be a little rough, but it's not the end of the world. And we don't need to reinforce any ships. We could go up another fleet, but with our economy in the state it's in right now, I don't want to do that. So we're just going to leave our battle situation where it's at. Honestly, we're plenty strong at this point. We don't need additional forces. So that all seems good. What we need right now is more population, and that is indeed exactly what we're working on. So that looks excellent. We've got quite a lot of construction ships working, but they're going to be done fairly soon-ish. We've got Biruta down here, yeah. Now, this is, of course, to solve our trade situation right here. This is a bit of a problem, and we'll get there. So that seems okay for now. We do need to solve our economic woes. We're going to run out of energy credits quite soon. We could sell off some alloys. I guess that's fine. We've got plenty of alloys for right now, so let's sell a few of those, but that's only going to keep us afloat so long. Right? So what we need right now is to bring up our naval cap would be a good option. Another good option would be just getting people put to work in locations such as this. Look at that. 43 available jobs, 29 of them are technician. That's kind of a lot. Our gateway site is ready in terminal egress, and we should definitely get that going. So we're going to start upgrading this immediately, and there goes 6,000 energy credits. So that's a little bit rough. We'll sell off a few other resources here, but we're going to run out of rare crystals and volatile motes fairly soon as well. Our economy is a little bit stretched. There's no doubt about that. So we should build an orbital ring around terminal egress prime, and then another orbital ring around terminal egress prime, and then a third orbital ring, you guessed it, around terminal egress prime. These names are not at all confusing, but we have 3 terminal egress primes. Amazing. So we're going to get going on that. That's, of course, going to cost us 150 influence. And what is this? Oh, that's that gateway site. Yeah, that's fine. We really do need to be working on this. Now, we're currently positive on our minerals. I think that's a temporary situation because of the mineral shortage. That outcome will currently be reached in 2 months, which is fine. But we need to get a lot more pops. No doubt about that. We need to get people put to work. So one thing we could do is we could go to like this generator station here, and we could say, I want to prioritize these technician jobs. I don't want to prioritize soldiers right now. I'd rather prioritize technicians. And that's definitely something we can do. So we've got a situation here where this is mining. We can do the same thing. We'll prioritize mining jobs here and here. These are all worker jobs, though, not specialist strata jobs. So it'll take a little time. Ooh, moat harvester. Absolutely prioritize that. That'll be very good for us there. What else do we have here? Well, technician jobs. We can prioritize those. A few technician jobs here, but we don't have anybody in the strata. But we can definitely prioritize here. Okay, let's keep this where it's at. I'm okay with that. Here, I think it's fine. No real issue there. Same thing here, it's fine. Okay, I think let's see where we're at. So let's let this go for a month tick. We're at minus 1k here, but that is
Research concluded.
1594. Okay, noted. So this is army damage plus 10%. Noted. So we should probably go for naval capacity here. That'll be 71 months, but that will boost up our naval cap. The reason why this held firm was because we pulled some people out of the stronghold jobs. So that's boosting up the maintenance cost of our ships. Not hugely surprising, to be honest. So that is all reasonably fine. We do definitely need to work on some of this, right? We have a lot of pop growth happening, but it's not happening really in a controlled manner. So I'd like to grab, say, this generator world here. This is actually fine. This is fine as well. Okay.
Initial colonization phase complete.
Let's switch this over to prioritizing technicians. There we go. And I would like to have this be designated for now as a generator station specifically. That will boost the technician output here. So that'll be fine. We've got a generator station here as well. Once again, moving all of them over. This is probably going to put us negative in our minerals, but that is fine for the moment. Okay, we're definitely going to go negative in our minerals here. But that seems completely fine. Okay, what is this specifically? This is crystal mines. Oh, okay. Sure. That's absolutely fine. We have a lot of open jobs here. No doubt about it. Just ludicrous numbers of open jobs. And I'd like to do something about that, but let's see where we are. Minus 501, minus 490. Okay, yeah, that's about where I expected to be. So that seems good. We've completed the harvesting of the researchers' corpses and are transporting them back for further study. They were covered with quantum parasites that possess properties unique to any other known biological organism. Their ability to unpredictably warp through matter is likely what resulted in the death of their hosts. Astral tracing of both organisms indicate that the parasites originated from a distinct and different dimension. Or rather, distant dimension. We believe this parasite was inadvertently summoned here and has interrupted the intended research of this facility in a devastating fashion. We've summarily neutralized the pest with hydrochloric acid to prevent further contamination. Fascinating. Okay, so that's the end of that. Emerging from the astral rift alongside the CAR's Goddard's Rift Sphere, an unexpected sight catches our attention. A dormant escape pod trailing in the sphere's wake. Soon, we receive a simple distress signal accompanied by a live video feed. We could say on screen, and we would get an event entitled Mercedes Romero, or we could say this does not concern us. That's interesting, because I know that there is a song in the soundtrack named In Memory of Mercedes Romero. Let's see if we can find that here in the music player. Music player? Oh, right. We have to open the music player here. Is there a way to sort this by name? No, I don't think so. Okay. Well, there's definitely one here. Yeah, right here. In Memory of Mercedes Romero. I guess we can switch over to that. Cool. And then we can see what this is. On screen. The repugnant alien stands before us in dazed silence. It's the only motion that of its pileus, undulating in a wave-like rhythm. Abruptly regaining composure with a flourish of tentacles, the creature introduces itself. Where am I? I'm sorry, my name is Mercedes Romero, explorer and diplomat of the Blorg commonality. Do you know of the humans? I mean, we were humans. We aren't anymore, but we were humans. What do you remember? My last memory is of the Antares system. I was engaged in a fleet action with a group of friends when... Capitalized F, friends. This is definitely Blorg. When I saw a bright light. After that, there is nothing. I arrived here in my escape pod. Alone. And friendless. Again, capitalized F. Why are you so fascinated with humans? Oh, humans are the most wondrous of creatures. We Blorg have been observing them for centuries. In fact, much of our culture is based on what we've observed of human life. The color, the drama, the friendship with a capital F. They have taught us that life is about more than simple survival. You can also make friends. What a wonderful concept. What a marvel. What can you do for us? Not a very friendly question, but if service is required, then I stand ready. Of course, I have centuries of experience captaining researching vessels, but my true passion is intergalactic relations. By being your friend, I can help you to make other friends in the process. Please, if you will have me, let me represent your diplomatic interests. Okay, sure. So, Mercedes Romero is now in our empire. Can we be friends? With a capital F. Yep, that is very Blorg. No doubt about that. Okay, so the next mission here does need to be grabbing one of our fleets, which would be the 5th Fleet 4, and moving that out to Beta Aquila. We've also established this colony, and we should certainly be building a robot assembly plant here. Cool. Now, we can grab the Goddard, and the question is, does it have anything it can do? I don't think it does. No, it doesn't. So we're going to move that also to Beta Aquila. That'll be fine for now. The next question is, when do we have a finishing science ship? The Shenandoah will be done fairly soon. Okay. That's noted. We're going to be grabbing these two systems eventually. We're also going to go grab this system with the automated dreadnought eventually. But this one will be a fair amount more expensive to claim. How much would that be to claim? It's not in range of the jump drive. Sure? Yeah, that's expected. I'm just wondering how much it is to claim. It does not say. Okay, cool. So we don't know how much this is going to be. We'll have to figure that out later on. That's fine. So we're still going a bit negative in our energy credits and our minerals. That is understood. We don't really want to get people moved off of either of those jobs. What we'd like to find is people moving off of things like, well, other worker strata jobs like entertainer or even roboticist. Although I kind of, those are specialist jobs. In the worker strata, there's not going to be a lot that we want to move, to be honest. So that's understood. Like, we're going to want to maintain a bit of a balance here, right? What we really need at this point is just population growth. That's the biggest thing. Although we're not going to get much of that. This is late game Stellaris. Population grows slowly at this point. 19 months for a pop here. And that's most of the way done. So, yeah. It's kind of slow at this point. No doubt about that. Cool, so we're going to be having the Volga done eventually. The Shenandoah is getting very, very close to done. So that is going to be completely done here, and when it is, I want to move it out to Beta Aquila. So specifically, I want to move it to the point where it is ready. Actually, this doesn't have a connection here. So Littlegina is where we're going to want to move to, and we'll want to move to Namron soon enough. So the 5th Fleet, this is the 4 here, is going to move over to Namron's jump point, and the Goddard is also going to come in and position itself at that jump point. We just want to have everything ready to go. So the Shenandoah is going to immediately start heading over here as soon as it is done with its current construction project. That looks good. I guess we could say, like, current construction consignment? I don't know that consignment really makes sense there, but there's probably a way to alliterate that, now that I think about it. Probably. Regardless, that's not particularly relevant. So at this point, we're mostly just waiting for jobs to fill in, right? We have 3,006 pops, and we would like to have more than that. We need more than that. 3,006 post-Carpetanians. Definitely something that we need to work on. We need to bring up our amount of unity. We need to get more volatile motes, although rare crystals are kind of a bigger deal at this moment. So that is understood. One thing we could think about doing is going to a station kind of like this one.
Initial colonization phase complete.
Out of curiosity, what do we have going on in terms of our pop here? Okay, that's noted. This we're obviously going to need to put in a robotic assembly plant. That's fine. But if we went to a station kind of like this one here, and we took a look at the overall population here, we can see there's one researcher here. So what if we were to put in, instead, an ancient refiner? And we moved this researcher pop over to being... Is there a way to make it in unfavored? I wish there was a way to make it unfavored, because this might pull roboticist pops, which wouldn't be ideal. We'll see what happens here. So we'll get this finished, and we'll get that job going, because we definitely need to be making volatile motes and rare crystals. That is a big deal, and we have a lot of economic things that we do generally need to work on. So that sounds good. We do have our economy in a bit of a deficit right now, and I would definitely like to get that handled. So the Goddard is just chilling in Litugina right now. We're at 91 here. I suspect that we'll be okay if we head in, which I'm going to do, and we're going to clear out these shardlings. It will take almost no effort at all, and then we'll start surveying this.
Initializing hostile engagement protocols.
Excellent. As I said, almost no effort at all. So now we're going to come in and survey this, and as soon as the Shenandoah is done here, we're going to tell it to move specifically to Namron. It'll make its way over here. It's at 95% right now, and we'll let that finish. In comes the science ship, and we are, of course, going to begin our surveying. Wonderful. So, the Shenandoah is now at 96%. That is definitely noted. Our construction ships are going kind of slow. In fact, generally the game is ticking kind of slowly. Look at this. That's a day. That's a day. That's a day. Okay, now it's ticking okay. It was just that one day that was tremendously slow. Okay, this one's pretty slow. So it seems like periodically we have slow days. We had 3 population growth since we last looked at that, but it's growing in locations where there are open jobs. So we don't actually have anything to do. It's just automatically getting assigned. And that's, to be honest, a good thing. We're happy about that. So that's going reasonably well. Our construction ship is over here in Matsonia right now. We want to bring this into Namron. Perfect. And I'm going to put these guys in position to jump down here. We're not going to go until such a time as this science ship is done surveying, of course. We'll just get into position. So that seems fine for now. We're going to get these 2 systems, and then we're going to go after this one down here. I'm still wondering just how much it's going to cost us to claim this, though. Probably a lot, since we're going to be leapfrogging quite a lot of systems here. We'll see what that looks like. I'm not expecting that to be pretty. Ooh, we have a notification here. Is this a job? It is, here on Nahal Prime. So this is needing definitely a robot assembly plant. We'll get going on that. That's not a big deal. Okay. So that looks good for now. We've got a lot of planets, of course. We've got the 2 sectors, Earth with 42 and Frontier with 99. Hilarious. I love it. What are we full on? Astral threads. Okay, that makes sense. So we're going to gain physics insight and astral boost, for sure. And as soon as we're done surveying here in Namron, we're definitely going to claim it. We're also going to run out of minerals soon, so let's buy ourselves a few additional minerals to keep ourselves afloat. We're going to run out of rare crystals eventually as well. Here on Polaris, I'm wondering what we've got going on. Okay, this is going to be a severe lack of amenities here. But we can get these upgraded. Not like that's going to help our strategic resource situation, but whatever. I guess it's fine. We're looking for pop growth, ideally in locations where we can address one of these economic issues, right? So volatile motes and rare crystals are a good issue to address, for sure. And that's one that I'm very interested in addressing. We're going to run out of minerals in 12 months for our next thing. Okay, that's fine. I'm not too concerned about that. We have lots of economic headroom, keep in mind. We have ridiculous amounts of resources that we can tap into. We're just not getting them yet because we don't have enough pops in all of these locations. So that is absolutely understood. We're still working on developing up our population, but we got another 2 pops there. We're up to 3,011. So we are definitely growing in our population, but it's not nearly as fast as we would like it to be. 4 left on this survey. That looks okay. And we should probably consider balancing out some of our energy credit situations here. So I would like to go to like this industrial station here. Yeah, this is not really something I want to do anything about. Although this is really more of a research station than an industrial one. Let's mark it as a research station. There we go. That'll be fine. So this is a mining station here. And in this situation, we're probably best off keeping these as soldiers. Probably. But I'm going to switch them over anyway, and I want to know what exactly that does. Does that bring us positive or negative? We'll find out. Ultimately, we want all of those jobs to be filled. But for now, this is the best we've got. So there's definitely a lot of these areas where we want to fill in just a crazy amount of jobs, right? No doubt about that. Just insane how many jobs we want. This station has no worker strata jobs. Fascinating. It actually doesn't. We could consider putting in something like... Well, we should probably put in some industrial districts to get these last few slots, but I'm thinking that we would be able to produce... I don't think we want to go for nanite transmuters. We are going to have a source of nanites.
Initial colonization
So maybe a
phase
nanite
complete.
transmuter isn't the worst thing in the world. But we're going to have to be careful with how we build those. No doubt about that. So I want this to be a robot assembly plant. There we go. Cool. And we're just still waiting on this survey to finish up. We're at 3 orders left in Nimron, and that is absolutely understood. We're going to move down here once we're done with that. And that looks fine. So, yeah, there's not that many left here. Okay. Keep working on it. I do see this volatile moat here. That would be good to have. And Nimron 3 is a not surveyed planet. I'm not sure what this is. Okay. Terminal Egress Starbase has finished its upgrade. We're going to upgrade that further. And we currently have a Defense Grid supercomputer on here. So I'm wondering, do we want to put in just ancient ramparts? That would be potentially interesting. Potentially interesting indeed. I want to know what that would end up looking like, I think. So I'm going to do it, because I'm not sure how that's going to pan out. It's probably not going to be the best thing in the world, but I want to try it. So that'll be interesting. So here in Nimron, how are we doing here? 2 orders left? Okay. So we're currently traveling out to this asteroid. We are very, very close to being done with Nimron. Beautiful. We'll have this done exceedingly shortly. Yeah, this tick rate is not the best. No doubt about it. I want to close the music player. There we go. Excellent. Actually, what is this? Pillars of Creation. Right. Okay. Sounds good. Cool. So we're going to finish up these surveys, but yeah, our tick rate is really very mediocre at this point, which at this point in the game is unsurprising. Now, we have built up 220 influence. We're going to need it. We also have 2 notifications in this tab, which may indicate unemployment. Unemployment would be a very good thing to have here at this moment, but I don't think it does. It's just a new entry. That's unfortunate. We are up to 3,018, so we have gotten 12 pops. That's something. And yeah, we can see we're at minus 515 and minus 479. It's certainly not ideal. Minus 974. Oh my. We're about to run out of energy credits. We need to do something about that. I'm going to sell off a few alloys here and boost up our energy credits a decent amount. There we go. We can keep our economy afloat for a while like this, and I'm hoping that we get the population growth and the right balance of our setup here. I'm hoping that we get that to grow into this current setup.
System survey concluded.
Okay, so we're done here in Namron. Now we're going to go grab Steagawa, and we're going to, of course, build a starbase in Namron. We'll get that going instantly. Namron 3 is a tundra world, and that's absolutely fine. We can colonize that immediately.
Initializing hostile engagement protocol.
And of course, we also have this world up over here, which is 730 days away. So that is noted. We're making very, very solid progress here. Now I'm going to tell these guys to come in and survey this system. Excellent. We should be relatively done with this fleet right now. I'm going to move it over to here. It's going to take it a while to get there. That's fine. Okay, so as soon as Namron is done, we're going to come claim Steagawa. I'm not going to build these for now because we're going to get those a little later on. That will be absolutely fine. Cool. So these construction ships, most of them are going, right? We may want to consider, actually, another construction ship. I feel like we're... well, I don't know. It's going to be like 65 additional influence to grab this, and then we're going to need 160 in each one. Yeah, I don't know. This might be the right amount of construction ships. I'm still going to get another one just in case. I'd rather have a construction ship idle than have too much influence that we could be using. So that's the way that's going to go. However, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue grabbing these 2 systems. We're going to grab this system, hopefully next episode, and continue to work on the L cluster. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Xenocyte, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.